Nimeisikia Pius akisema ati if you want to be financially free by this and this age and you make like 20 to 30k a month, my advice for you is first, don't move out of your parents' home. Na hapo ndo nilijua nishabant. Na it's not the only place when it comes to financial advice that napatanga nimebant. Get a chair, let's talk. I am bad when it comes to managing my finances in every sense of the word. And si kupenda kwangu, ni maisha. Cha tuseme ni maisha. And I have my reasons and I have a feeling, pole kuna getono nyuma ya kamera. And I have a feeling my reasons and your reasons kinda align. So let's have that discussion. Reason number one, I am not financially literate. Let me say, I know enough to know I don't know enough. Kitu kaa hiyo. Like, juzi niliweza kudefine ka MMF ni nini. Like, neza tell difference ya MMF na current account na special fund. Sijui stock, sijui bonds. Like, it's such an intimidating world. At the same time, like the books that I've read, the resources that, let me say, I've come close to, Hazigongi, I have read the whole of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I think it radicalized me for 2 days and I've already forgotten what was in there. But I remember the examples I can remember were just not hitting home. Like it's about the tax system and the housing system, but it's for a whole other country. Haifiki hapa. Financial literacy has nothing to do with formal education. Financial literacy is some form of street wisdom. It's a survival skill that you need. It's an instinct to live and to go through seasons of life and keep ascending. And that's something that I would want to say everybody needs to humble themselves. Put aside all the knowledge you have, all the degrees you have, and come back and look at things in a very simple fashion. Touché, but with the rising cost of living, you all know this economy we are living in, and the little salaries that we make, yani, my needs, kila kitu inahitaji kila kitu, like I said. Let me give you an example. I was there for the recording of this video. It was an amazing experience to experience it first, and it was wow. And so, under that inspiration, I was like, you know what, let me get into an MMF. And I was like, Nabo Capital MMF, looked it up. I saw their contact details, emailed them. They emailed me back before the end of that day, and I found out that the money that I needed to start an MMF is nowhere close to what I could afford at the time, or even now. But I was determined. So I decided, you know what, let me start a savings goal to save so that I can have that money that I can now put into an MMF. Aduanyoba. I was saving with Chums. Hi Chums, don't change anything. I'm the one who changed because I like the flexibility of it. So Chums has a withdrawal period of 48 hours. So I save to pesa kwa my savings goal ya MMF. Then inafika mahali mtu anagonjeka. Pesa za MMF zinatoka zinaenda hospitali. Pesa za MMF zinatoka zinashughulikia landlord. Pesa ya MMF zinatoka inashughulikia deni. To put it simply, I don't make enough money.
Now for me, the people who have impacted me most in my financial literacy journey have been those who are low income earners. Like, honestly. There's somebody who shared a story with me, and he said how he used to go visit his wife at work, and they moved for different reasons. But one time they had moved offices, and he went to this office in Kilimani. When he got there, the person who opened the gate was just such a nice guy. He was a KK security guy. Let's call him.
Some water?
Yes, please.
Yes, have some water. We're not stopping to roll.
Okay. Let's call him Wafula. So Wafula opens the gate and welcomes him. Hey, good morning. How are you? Karibu sana. Park your car. You know, where are you going? What office? What floor? And they start chatting, chit-chatting. They get to the foyer of the building. He presses the lift and, you know, watches my friend walk in, and he says, have a great day, and Wafula goes back. He went to the wife's office and said, who was that? His wife said, you don't even know the half of it. This guy one day comes to the building and tells people, oh, it's been so nice, but God is calling me to a different job. Okay? And they were like, what are you talking about? You're going to leave us. These people bought him his pews for the church. They contributed for his transition. Like, you can imagine, it's like a pension. Are you understanding me? So what I'm saying is it's not about the money that you have or that's coming in. It's in who are you as a person? What are your values? What are your beliefs? How do you treat other people? Sometimes we think, oh, I need to make so much money so that I can. Do you know you can meet an employer who decides he's going to pay for all your children to go to Harvard? You know what I mean? You can get a scholarship for doing things that are done at me. So it's not just about money. So it's about our attitudes, how we behave, what our mindset looks like. And so what do you have in your hand? What opportunity do you have right now? And you're just ngevying, I'm sorry to use that word, but you're not working hard.
Okay, I love the sound of that. It's very inclusive. But first, the whole of this interview is on YouTube. Just go write Pius and Rina, CTA, and then it will come up. It's a playlist. Okay, back to this conversation. How can I overcome my needs to get into wealth? You know, it looks unfathomable, to be honest. Like, I can't even comprehend it. And I've heard Rina once say, your salary is your seed. It's now what you use to, like, invest into your purpose, into what. It's what you're going to use to, like, make wealth for you. So the money that you make, again, I said I am not financially literate. Don't expect me to make this make sense for you, okay? Regardless, I think my seed is just not big enough. My needs are just too many.
When people think about wealth, they think about themselves and their families. They form a dam. When a river flows in but does not flow out, you end up with Dead Sea.
Yep.
Dead Sea has no living animal can live in Dead Sea. And you know, we don't have enough, we cannot build enough dam to hold all the blessings that God can pass through you. So you only get very little just to serve your purpose. But if you really want to break through, there must be an inlet and an outlet. When cash is flowing in and out, then you stop worrying that one day you'll be poor, because it's a river that flows in and out, and therefore your hands open and you're able to continue touching the lives, because when it goes out, cash goes out, it touches people
So just clarify,
coming in.
the out is not to my expenses.
The out, the expenses are too small. Your expenses are too small.
Too small. I'm giving and impacting people.
Exactly. Because remember, you can only go as far as the horizon you see. If the horizon you see is your expenses, then it's too close.